Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something fascinating. It's all about a big tech shift in a market known for luxury Middle Eastern hospitality.
That's right. We've got some fresh material, interviews, launch details, really showing how cloud tech is changing the guest experience over there.
And the centerpiece seems to be this launch at the recent HinTech event.
Exactly. It's a new solution called Harmony with WebEx. And the company behind it, they're not just launching something new, they're making a pretty bold claim.
Oh, what's the claim?
They're saying it's the very first solution of its type in the whole Middle East region, and, importantly, unique just to them.
Wow, okay. That's staking out some serious territory in a market like that. So, our mission today, for you listening, is to really unpack this.
Yep. We need to figure out what Harmony with WebEx actually is.
Right. And why are they calling it a perfect fit for these, high-end hotels?
And connected to the bigger picture. What regional trends is it tapping into? Especially thinking about the UAE and Saudi Arabia, which are just booming.
We're talking about how things like where your data lives, deep infrastructure stuff, actually impacts, say, a guest asking for room service.
It's where high tech meets five-star service, essentially.
Okay, let's start with the basics then. Harmony with WebEx. What is the core technology here? Is it just a fancy new phone in the room?
It's definitely more strategic than that. Fundamentally, it's a cloud-based voice-controlled product.
Cloud-based. Okay.
But here's the key part, the real story. It's not hosted somewhere off in Europe or the US. The sources really hammer this home. It's hosted specifically in the Middle East.
Right here in the region.
Yes, using the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI.
OCI, okay, Oracle's cloud platform. But why is that local hosting detail so critical? Is it just about like speed, latency, or something bigger?
Well, it's definitely about latency. For real-time voice control, you can't have delays.
Yeah.
Imagine asking for towels and waiting 2 seconds for the system to even register it.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly.
Exactly. But it's bigger than just speed. For these clients, especially in the Gulf, it's also about data residency, data sovereignty, trust, knowing where their guest data sits.
Okay, so that local OCI footprint isn't just technical, it's a strategic differentiator. It addresses those regional concerns directly.
Precisely. And it makes sense with their market focus.
So where are they actually aiming this thing first?
Right now, the launch is very focused. It's catered specifically for the UAE market.
Okay, UAE first.
But their eyes are clearly on the bigger prize. They state quite openly they plan to launch it also in Saudi Arabia pretty soon.
Which makes total sense, given the scale of development, Vision 2030, all that massive hospitality investment happening in both places.
Absolutely. It's the logical place to plant this kind of foundational cloud product.
Okay, let's switch gears. Think about the hotel owner, the operator. They're running a business focused on service, maybe already have a phone system that, works. Why take the risk on something new? What's the immediate hook? The financial benefit.
The sources point to one major immediate benefit. It's about the bottom line. It gives hoteliers the chance to reduce costs,
How?
specifically by cutting the often huge maintenance costs they're paying for their existing old-school telephone systems.
Okay, so we're talking about that classic shift from CapEx to OpEx, capital expenditure to operational expenditure.
Exactly. For anyone listening who doesn't deal with budgets day to day, think of it like this. CapEx is buying the big, expensive phone hardware up front. It sits there, gets old, needs constant fixing.
Right, the physical box in the basement.
Yeah. Moving to something like Harmony with WebEx, a cloud service, means you swap that big upfront cost and ongoing maintenance nightmare for a predictable, regular fee, OpEx.
So renting an always updated service instead of owning aging hardware.
That's the idea. Less hassle, predictable costs. That's very appealing to operators.
Definitely simplifies things. But this perfect fit idea, it can't just be about saving money. It has to actually work better for the hotel, right? How does this voice control thing plug into the actual running of the place?
This is where it gets operationally clever. A voice system is only useful if it connects to the hotel's main brain. And the sources highlight this. It integrates deeply with the property management system, the PMS.
The PMS, right. That's the core software running everything behind the scenes. Check-in, billing, housekeeping.
Exactly. It's the central hub. So when this voice control is integrated, a guest might say, hey, I need more water. That request doesn't just, vanish. It instantly creates a task in the PMS,
Logged automatically.
logged against their room, maybe even their guest profile. It connects the request directly into the hotel's workflow. Seamless service, tracked properly.
Makes sense. Are they integrating with any specific PMS systems? That market can be fragmented.
They're being strategic. The sources explicitly mention integration with Oracle Opera.
Okay, Opera, that's the big one, right? Especially in luxury and across the Middle East.
It's dominant. So by integrating tightly with Opera, they're basically saying we can plug straight into the operational heart of most major luxury hotels in the UAE and Saudi. It's a very smart move.
It really positions them as part of the core infrastructure. And they mentioned other unique elements, too, other firsts in the region.
Yeah, they briefly mentioned using a couple of other vendor products that are also apparently firsts in the Middle East. It seems to reinforce this whole narrative of being regionally focused, regionally innovative.
Not just a reseller, but building something tailored. Okay, let's talk implementation. This is often the sticking point. Hotels run 24/7. Ripping out a communication system sounds like a recipe for disaster, for guest complaints.
They know that's a major fear, and the sources say they tackle it head-on with their service guarantee.
Which is?
They claim they ensure guests keep access to the voice system with zero interruption during the switchover.
Zero interruption. That sounds ambitious, especially in a live luxury hotel. How realistic is that? How do they actually achieve it?
Well, this is where the cloud aspect comes back in. They emphasize that the installation needs zero provisioning effort.
Meaning no complex setup on site.
Right. And crucially, it can all be done remotely.
So no teams of engineers pulling wires in closets.
Apparently not. Because the brain is in the cloud, that local OCI cloud. The physical changes on site are minimal. They claim they can basically just connect the existing room hardware to the new cloud service. Remotely and critically, with no interruption of service to the guests. It's pitched as an upgrade, an evolution, not a disruptive replacement.
Okay, if they can genuinely deliver zero provisioning and zero interruption, that removes two huge hurdles for hotels wanting to upgrade their tech.
Definitely. It makes the decision much, much easier.
So stepping back, this whole Harmony launch, it feels like part of a bigger wave, doesn't it? What are the underlying trends in places like Dubai, like Riyadh, that are making hotels so keen on cloud tech like this?
Sources are really clear on this. The big undeniable trend is the whole hospitality sector is moving hard towards cloud-based systems.
It's not niche anymore.
Not at all. The vendor even says most of the products they sell now are cloud-based. They call it the future. It's just expected.
And the people making the decisions, the hotel tech leaders, they're comfortable with this now.
More than comfortable. The sources say they actively like the idea of hosting their infrastructure in the cloud. They see the benefits.
Right. They understand the flexibility, the remote updates, the scalability you get compared to old on-premise systems.
Exactly. Think about it. A huge event comes to town. The hotel needs way more capacity. A cloud system can scale up almost instantly. Trying to do that with physical hardware takes months and big money.
The cloud model just fits that dynamic, fast-growing environment in the Gulf.
Perfectly.
Okay, so that brings us back to the launch event itself, HITech. If this is a cloud product and installation is remote, why is a physical event like HITech still so important for the launch?
It serves a couple of really vital functions, especially in this region. First, the obvious one the sources mentioned, exposure, definitely. It's called the perfect place for launching new products.
Just getting eyeballs on it?
Yes, but it's more than just marketing noise. It's about B2B trust, building relationships.
Ah, that personal connection element that's so important in Gulf business culture.
Precisely. The tech might be digital, but the deals often still start face-to-face. HITech gets them in front of the key regional profiles and decision makers all in one place.
The people who actually sign the checks.
Exactly. The source has that quote, something like, "Look around you. Everywhere I walk, I know you're from somewhere." It just highlights that density of important people.
So it's where a product claiming to be first in the Middle East gets that crucial validation from the target audience.
That's it. It's where credibility is built. Maybe those initial handshake agreements happen. It shortens the sales cycle dramatically.
It sounds like HITech isn't just a trade show floor. It's almost like the annual meeting where this shift to the cloud gets its regional stamp of approval.
That's a great way to put it. It's the physical hub for accelerating that digital transformation in hospitality. They can demo how OCI hosting and Opera integration actually means better service and lower costs.
This has been a really insightful look at how deep tech choices are shaping products. So to quickly recap the key things for you listening, Harmony with WebEx is making its mark as a cloud voice control system.
But uniquely, it's hosted locally in the Middle East on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure.
The big draws for hotels, cutting those old phone system maintenance costs, and smooth integration with essential software like Oracle Opera's PMS.
And they promise that move can happen without disrupting guest service at all. Zero interruption, remote setup.
It really highlights that convergence of local data needs, cloud economics, and the drive for slicker guest
It
experiences.
pulls all those threads together.
Now, what's really sticking with me is the strong emphasis on being hosted in the Middle East, specifically for the UAE and Saudi markets. It makes you wonder, and this is something for you to think about. Is this strategy local hosting, tailoring specifically for Middle Eastern decision makers? Is this signaling a future where all critical tech in the region will need that local footprint? Or is this hyper-localization maybe just specific to luxury hospitality, where things like data security and instant responsiveness are just absolute non-negotiable parts of the five-star promise?
That's a really interesting question. What does the demand for regional localization really mean for other sectors moving forward?
Something to chew on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, fascinating stuff.
We'll catch you on the next one.